Gang, what it do?
Gang.
We thick as thieves. Now, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to an episode of Thick as Thieves. I'm Nate Rose.
I'm David Piersaul. Welcome.
Yeah. Is that it? Are we done?
With the intro?
No, the podcast. We have more to do?
Oh, yeah. Bye-bye. Peace.
See ya.
What? I want to talk about cash.
Once again, you know,
We in the cut.
excited to be here. I know Aliki's got a game for us. That's how we always be starting these out. So, let's see what we getting
Aliki, what's
into
up?
today.
What are we doing?
Okay.
Make him drink fish sauce.
I just sent a text message to both of you.
Okay.
What you're going to do when it's your turn is you're going to look at your text message. You're going to call a family member. You have to get the family member to say the words that I sent you in the text message. You're going to get 3 minutes total to get them to say as many words as you can. Whoever gets them to say the most words in the least amount of time wins.
Dang. Who am I even going to call at this hour?
I mean, all right, you're first.
Oh,
if you
shoot.
go through every single family member and no one answers, then we can...
Then we have another conversation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I have your number blocked, so can you WhatsApp me or something?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I got to call a family member. Let's see. I'm going to call Mima.
Y'all bougie.
How long do we have to do this?
You have 3 minutes. I'm timing each of you.
3
We
minutes.
can say 5 if you prefer 5.
No. 3 minutes. Let's do it.
I mean, you can really
I'm going.
walk
Dang.
up to it. Yeah, hold it up to your lapel. It's not that loud.
All right.
This man got to get his... Who's you calling?
Hello,
Yo, what up, Mima?
how are you?
I'm doing well. What you up to?
I was just watching some, Matthew just called me, and so then I had the phone, and so I looked up TikTok, and I just sat here and watched TikTok for about 10 minutes.
Nice. Did you see any furry creatures on TikTok?
Furry creatures, no.
You don't ever watch funny furry creatures?
No, well, dogs.
Not the other one?
Uh-uh.
You don't watch the other one, not dogs, but
Cats?
yeah, okay, you don't watch those? Dang.
No.
You ever seen those dudes that do acrobats and stuff on TikTok?
Yeah.
They wear what are they called? They wear like they're fully dressed. Right? It only shows their eyes and they like
I'm fully dressed.
oh, wait, what's the word? No. Like, you can only see their eyes, and they're really good with swords. What are they called? I used to dress up as them. Ninjas, let's go. Okay, let's go. All right, well, yeah, there's some dudes on there that do a lot of crazy, like, ninja stuff, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's not that important. All right, so anyway, how's it been? What's the temperature outside?
Well, it's probably 60s.
Probably in the 60s. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
so
it's been raining.
so you say it's been decent?
Yeah, it's pretty decent. Where are you? Are you in Murfreesboro, or are you out and about?
Yeah, I'm in Murfreesboro.
Oh,
How much time?
okay.
Yeah, I'm just hanging out.
Oh, he's done.
We're past time?
No, you're just losing as well.
All right. Well, hey, Mima. I mean, are you getting outside today?
Me?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Don't you have one of those like you don't ride a bike, do you?
No, I don't ride a bike.
Didn't you used to have?
What is wrong with you, boy?
Didn't you used to have a 3-wheel bike?
Yes, I have one of those.
What's that called?
You're cheating over here.
What's a 3-wheel bike called?
It's like a tricycle, but it's not a tricycle.
Oh, okay. I know it wasn't like training wheels or nothing like that. What's your favorite kind of what's your favorite kind of sandwich?
Peanut butter and jelly.
Let's go.
Extra.
What do I do for a living?
Okay.
You're a singer.
Yeah, but what do I make? What do I make?
You make records.
Well,
Okay, you are interviewing me. I know you are, you silly boy.
You're done.
Okay.
all right.
I'm gonna get-
Hey, listen. You did great. Yeah, you'll know what this is about later. But I love you. We'll talk to you soon.
I love you too.
All right, bye.
So hungry.
He got quite a bit though, didn't he?
I was going hard, but
How many did you get?
it's so hard to transition to
That's hard.
like these naturally. Like there's no way.
Yeah.
How am I gonna
You
get
did
her to
pretty good,
say,
though.
Bro, I was trying to get her to say weather, but I was like, how do I get her to just say weather without? That's crazy.
That's a hard one. Yeah, you
Wait.
did pretty good though.
So you got 4?
No. I got cat, ninja, tricycle.
Peanut butter.
Oh, that's it. Dang, I was working hard.
That's a hard one, bro. Mine are hard though. I gotta get someone to say scooter.
Oh yeah.
That's a hard one.
Hey, I mean, no, these are. Hey, this is pretty balanced though. This is pretty balanced.
All right. You did pretty good.
Okay,
So
okay.
You got 4, right?
I got 4. I got 4.
All right, I'm gonna call my dad for this one.
And
All right, let's do it.
Who was that?
Mima. What are you talking about? Oh yeah. No, I called my my grandma. That's my Mima.
See, that's where
as I-
that's
as
the
I call
mistake
her.
you made. I think.
I
I
think-
think your grandma's awesome, but I think what the
Let's see
problem
how
is
many
that
points you
grandmas-
put up on the board
I think
before
grandmas, they
you
like
tell
to-
me that's a
they
mistake,
like- if I
brother.
call my grandma, she's gonna talk about church. and
That's your
everything.
grandma.
But my dad, he likes to get straight to business immediately. So let's do it.
Let's see.
I'm calling my dad. Let's do it. He better answer. It's his Sunday. He likes to watch football. So if not, I might be.
Hold that speaker up, bro.
Father, what's up?
Oh, chilling.
What you up to?
Oh, nothing. Watching football.
That's what I literally just say. You're watching football. Hey, what is broski?
Labradoodle.
No, like
A canine.
species.
Canine.
What's a canine?
A dog.
Okay, cool. I was trying to remember. What do you like in your tea?
What I like in my tea?
Yes, sir.
Like sweet tea.
Tea, like you're making like hot tea.
What I like in my hot tea?
Mm-hmm.
I like a little honey.
Cool. All right. I love that too. What do I do for a living?
Videographer.
Okay, cool. So I almost went to a trip in February, but I ended up canceling. Remember that? Where was I going to go again? I'm having like a memory problem. Where was I going to go again?
In February, you was going on a trip, but you canceled.
It was the islands.
It was the islands, you said?
Right. You remember it was some islands?
Oh, wait a minute. Let me think. Shoot, I don't know if I remember this one.
It's like it's part. It's part of the U.S. Right? Like it's part of the U.S., but it's an island.
Part of the U.S., but it's an island. Part of the U.S., but it's an island. St. Thomas? I mean, the Virgin Islands?
No, like it's an island. Like it has volcanoes and stuff, right?
Oh, Hawaii?
That's right. That's right. I now remember. All right, cool. Let's see. I'm pulling I was thinking. Remember when I was little and I used to like try to do different stuff all the time, and I used to try to do like card tricks or like pull a cat out of a hat and stuff like that. Like if I was a professional, I'm just trying to think if I was a professional version of that, what would that be called?
Musician?
Okay, cool. Thank you. I'm having like a real huge span of like memory loss.
Your son is losing his mind.
Okay, so Johnny Depp. That's the actor's name, Johnny Depp. Remember Johnny Depp? What was he in that movie where he was like a thief, but he like was on a boat?
He was a pirate?
Oh, that's what it was. Cool. You remember that time I spray painted your weight benching thing and I got in trouble for it?
Yeah.
What was I? Why was I spray painting it? You remember?
To make a skateboard ramp? Or not skateboard ramp, a grind bar or something?
Oh no, but it was like a skateboard, but it was different. It was like a tool. It was like
a scooter.
Right, that's right. That's what it was. That's right. Okay, so
What's his time?
oh dang, okay, yeah. I was trying to remember. So okay, so remember that movie, that show we used to watch about that car that had like it was like a robot, it was like a super car. It was like it could talk. Remember? You used to love it.
The car could talk?
The car could talk. It was on CW or something like that. And it was like, it was a car that could talk, and it was like this guy used to drive it around the town and like save people.
Knight Rider?
That's what it was.
Batman? Knight Rider.
That's what it was. Yeah, that's what it was.
Okay.
All right, Dave. I love you. I appreciate you. I know there's a lot of weird stuff, but I'll explain later.
All right.
Bye.
Dang, he got all of them, Nate.
I think my dad, you could tell he caught on to something happening.
Yes.
Your grandma did as well, but she thought it was so funny.
She was
couldn't,
laughing.
Like, yeah.
Well, also, I'll say this. I don't know. I think I was trying to make it. I think what I was trying to do is make it as conversational as possible. But then I was like, I'm not going to get any of these points out unless I make it direct.
Right.
So I feel like you were just going straight direct. Like, what's that called? What's that called? What's that called? I did that a little bit too, but it's hard to. It's
you were
hard
trying
to
to
like,
make it more conversational based. I was trying
to win.
Yeah. So that's how it ended up, I guess.
Yeah, I guess you're just a bag chaser.
That's what it was.
I'm just a guest on this
You're like
podcast.
worried about the small details. I'm worried about the big moves.
I'm actually just worried about, making my grandma feel comfortable on the phone when she's being called for a reason that she's not aware of. That's what I do with my
You don't call her
family.
often.
No, I do
So
actually.
when you do call her,
no,
you
but I
don't-
do actually.
Oh, okay.
But I do
gotcha.
actually.
All right, cool. Now there better be some fish sauce in this episode. What's the punishment? I get to sit on his face? Oh, pause. Wait.
You.
Well, that's not the punishment.
You.
That's not the punishment.
That
my
reminds
bad,
me
my
of
bad.
Trey, but we're not going to talk about that.
That's not the punishment. Oh, my bad. I thought you said that.
Well, so
Like we all go.
Despite that, L, what's the punishment?
Nate has to call a family member and tell them something of your choosing.
Okay, so I get to tell Nate to call any family member that I know of his and say anything at all that I want you to say.
That's
to?
crazy.
Okay.
But
Yes.
All right, so I do have something crazy embarrassing, but like it would require us putting some nudes of Nate on the screen. I got it.
what?
I want you to call your mother, and
Okay.
you're going to give her some unfortunate news about your colonoscopy.
What if I just be like, they sent the test results back and they found out I'm gay?
Okay, say that. Yeah, say that. Let's do it.
All right.
Found out I'm gay.
Hello?
What it do?
What it do? What it do?
What you up to?
Oh, I'm resting and then I gotta go to Walmart. I just got done working.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yo, so I had that colonoscopy.
Yeah.
So I got the test results back, and they said, I'm gay.
You're gay?
Yeah,
That's funny.
their clinical diagnosis was that I'm a homosexual.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Did you pay them for that?
Yeah, it was like $1,000.
Jeez.
I could have just found that out on my own.
I know you could have. I'm full of shit.
All right, Ma, I love you. I'll hit you up later.
You're such a dumbass.
Okay.
I was really hoping
that
that
was
she goes.
good, that was
She
good.
goes. I could have told you that, son. I was hoping that she did that. That's still funny though.
Okay.
Good one, dude. That was funny.
So today I'm sending Jacob into CVS to buy some condoms. Some very specific condoms.
You should wear your small condoms are? Is that yes.
Like the magnum they fit out.
But that says large. I don't know if that's gonna work for me.
Okay.
Ask her if she thinks it's possible to take the chapstick out and just use that tube.
I mean, do you think it's possible if I get a regular chapstick to just take the chapstick out and use the tube? Like, do you think that'll work? Or
Thanks.
do you guys have any extra slips, like, the rolls of pennies? Like when you put pennies in a roll?
yeah.
Do you have one that's like half that size? No?
Media review. Jonathan Wick, Baba Yaga.
Who's Baba Yaga?
That's his name in the movie.
For real?
Yeah,
His real name?
They called him like a weird name or something in the movie. No, but John Wick 4.
John Wick 4. John Wick 4, that's the best John Wick movie, I think.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, it was the highest budget, for sure.
They went stupid on it.
Yeah. Well, the thing that I noticed initially was, like, every single establishing shot in John Wick was, like, it was very clear that, like, okay, so you have a bunch of ways that John Wick does things well and a bunch of ways that they just, like totally neglect.
Yeah.
Like, the story's not that crazy.
It's pretty basic.
Yeah, it's
Right.
like, yeah, right? But they're like, all right, we're going to have the best stunts you've seen in television in a long time. You know what I'm saying? Another one of the things is in the establishing shots, it was like every time we show a new scene, it's just going to be crazy remarkable.
You think that's what they were trying to do? They were thinking about that?
Yeah, because every single time it opened up to a new setting, it was always like a crazy shot. They were like, what is the craziest? First off, what are the craziest locations we could have?
Right.
But then secondly, what's the craziest way to depict these locations as soon as they see it? Like the scene where the guy who owns the New York hotel, when he's walking through the paintings.
The paintings in the back.
And it's just like a dolly shot, just like tracking.
Do you think they filmed that like? I'm curious. Like, do you think they filmed that on location at like a huge, like a museum? Huge. I don't know if they.
I think it looked real to me.
It looked real.
Yeah, I think it was real.
I'm just curious because like they had.
There's stuff that definitely wasn't real. Like the last scene with the sky and stuff was not real.
Right.
Like that was like. You know.
Right. Like I was because that one, when you remember they're like laying down the cards to like choose their weapons of choice for the. By the way, spoilers ahead. Choose their weapon of choice for the duel.
Yeah.
Like. Remember the Eiffel Tower was just in the background.
Yeah, I think
like,
that was fake.
Right. Okay.
That was fake. But like they actually shot. It looks like they actually shot that one scene with the motorcycles and all of that. Like when he was like fighting. They shot that at that one place. What is that? That's in France, right?
At the roundabout.
Yeah. What is that called?
The Arc de Triomphe.
Okay. Yeah.
Something like that. The Arch.
The Arch of Triumph.
That's what it is. Yeah, bro. I agree with you on that. The Arch of Triumph.
Yeah, I was about to make a off-color joke, but
I kind of know you're going with that.
All right, let's go.
Yes, I agree with you. So, do you think like if you could choose, would you say that your favorite aspect of the movie was the cinematography? Man, the cinematography was really good. I mean, I think my favorite aspect of the movie has to be the fight scenes, and that's just because like. You don't get that many good fight scenes in movies like that often. Like it's only it's type of action movie, and then the only ones that come to mind that have really remarkable fight scenes that are more recent is like Extraction. More recent. Like
like Bourne. But Bourne comes to mind. But that's like that's like movies that came out
2000s
in the 2000s.
Yeah, Extraction. Yeah, we haven't seen a movie like that in a minute.
Yeah, there's not. I feel
Nobody.
like it's a little bit of like a lost art, like like straight up stunt. I mean, you have stunts in like Fast and Furious and stuff, but there's not a. I mean, I guess they have some crazy.
They've been
doing
some stuff in there, but there's a different feel to it. And I think it's the uniqueness of some of the fight scenes that they're doing. Like for instance, like in the Fast and the Furious, they're leaning into how big Vin Diesel is or how big The Rock is and like slamming them through, which is still remarkable in its own way, but like slamming them through glass and like they get tossed over a car and like, you know what I mean? They're holding onto a bridge and then they punch someone and pull them down before they pull themselves up. But in John Wick, you could see like there's the distinct difference of like them learning a choreographed fight.
Yeah.
And like being able to and shooting.
Yeah, there's no way we didn't just have like a stunt. It was like, no, this entire sequence has to be mapped out. All the angles have to be mapped out. I also like the idea of like just John Wick just straight up being lethal with everything. Like he just kills everyone.
He didn't care at all.
Yeah. You know, like a lot of fight scenes. Like, okay, every Fast and Furious movie where there's a fight scene, almost nobody like kills the other person. You know what I'm saying? They're just beating each other up and then they go, all right, like back to the mission.
Yeah, they're like, are you done?
Yeah.
Are you done? And they have a gun pointed, are you done? And they're like, coughing blood up, and he goes, I think you've learned enough. It's like, nigga, bro, this man just blew up a city. Execute him. John Wick.
That's how you feel?
I believe in it definitely.
In the Bible, that's how you feel?
No, it's not true. It's not at all. But if you're blowing up cities, bro, we gotta help.
Actually,
that's how I feel.
Yeah, okay.
You're blowing up cities, you gotta get a bullet in the
slick.
head. Nah, I agree with you. Okay, favorite fight scene then.
Oh my gosh. That's so tough. Well, I mean, one of the most remarkable scenes in that entire movie, obviously, is the set, over the top of the set robot. Like
the one shot over the it was like obviously
that
on
was
a
crazy.
Stage type vibe.
That was insane.
Because
they did it for so long too.
That's what they keep doing. That's the thing.
They did like a long.
They keep trying to like they take it one extra step. Like it's like, oh, I'm seeing the shot for 30 seconds, but no, I'm seeing the shot for like 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Yeah, it's crazy.
What about you? What was your
the cars?
Dude, the shot where they were like circling. He was like, wasn't he drifting,
Bro?
And drifting around.
Yeah, like shooting that was hard. But I just like how
crazy.
they're fighting and dodging cars. Like in the theater, I was thinking like, how did they do this? And obviously, like it was a mixture of what maybe I won't say obviously, like I know how to direct this movie. No, but like to me, like it makes sense that they were like cars were driving past. There were some practical ones, and then there were some VFX ones. Some in the foreground and background. And they had like the ones that ever made contact with the actors, or they had to dodge really fast.
Yeah,
was probably like real.
Yeah,
or maybe even the ones they had to dodge really fast were just like.
I heard they were stunt drivers, and that they had like a very critical role because I heard that basically what happened was when they're driving around this thing, they have to hit their marks, and that they have this where they slow down and have to be stopped basically at the moment. They basically slow down really fast, but they know how fast they're going and how long it's going to take them to stop at this point. So by the time the actor hits the car, like the car's basically
like
not
nothing.
moving,
And the actor sells it.
The actor sells it,
Oh.
but they're actually driving into it fast to sell like the quick deceleration.
And they probably do some stuff in post, maybe to even amplify it even more.
Yeah. I mean, cut a frame or something.
I'd say that's my favorite, just because
that was a crazy
anything
scene.
like it.
That was insane.
It was wild. Overall, though, I would say John Wick 4 gets a 12 out of 12 daggers for me. I say that because it's not trying to be The Dark Knight in terms of story.
Yeah.
Right? It's trying to be what it did. It executed what it was trying to be.
Yeah.
Flawlessly, in my opinion. And it did that, but added extra layers on top of it by, like, we're trying to be a fight. We're trying to be like what is it, Ong Bak that we like a lot?
Yeah, Ong Bak is crazy.
Right. It's like trying to be Ong Bak with like crazy fight scenes, minimal story, but it still does the story a little bit better than Ong Bak. Still does the character development a little bit better than those movies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that.
So this is a perfect movie to you. A 12 out of 12, that's a perfect movie.
I think it depends on. I see what you're saying, because if I'm comparing a perfect movie, I'd have to say something like Shawshank Redemption, right?
Yeah.
But like, I would say it's a perfect. There's different types of perfect movies. This is a perfect movie for what it was trying to do.
Okay.
Because I can say Shawshank Redemption is a perfect movie, but I could also go.
Do you feel like it would have taken away from John Wick to have like a more robust story, and like where you actually feel for like his pain and like his journey? Like, I feel like it's eye candy. That's what I like about John Wick. It's like you're just like, you're not really invested in the story. You're just like, he's killing a bunch of people, but like, how's he gonna kill this person next? Oh, Dewey broke his back. Oh,
it's a simple task. Like, get to the tower.
And then there
by
were some
midnight,
sick, and then there were some sick shots and whatever. But do you feel like, see, that's the question though. If they could have had that same movie, but then had just a better through line and better
overarching
story or angle or whatever, yeah.
Yeah. So
now I feel like they removed that to just let it be pure fun. I feel like that had to be a conscious choice. I feel like you don't make a movie of that caliber and then just realize that, oh, like, you're not really connected to the characters in the story. I think they were just like, no, this is just going to be just super simple story and then just action all the way through. But do you feel like it would have been better?
No, I mean, I definitely think that you can improve every movie can improve probably in some way, even Shawshank Redemption. Even the Dark Knight trilogy, I think, in my opinion, had bad fight scenes. There's scenes in that movie where you just have like people just throwing the weirdest punches and just like, but that movie is considered perfect to me because it executed what it was trying to do.
Yeah.
Expertly. It's like trying to compare, like, you have perfect, like, Pixar movies, for instance. Let's say, for instance, I don't know, Toy Story, right? It's a perfect movie.
Yeah.
But I'm also, like, Toy Story and The Dark Knight are completely two different movies.
Facts.
Right? So, like...
Yeah, so you're saying you basically just have to assess it at the level of the genre.
Exactly. I think.
Well, then, I think John Wick is the cream of the crop. I'm just gonna give it an 11 out of 12 daggers because I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm a big story guy, but I can suspend the story for the sake of the, just the straight action, great cinematography.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? World building. You know what I'm saying?
Is Keanu Reeves a good actor?
I don't know. I mean, you can't tell from John Wick.
I think that Keanu Reeves is like a Nicolas Cage type actor, where like people they lean into what he is so much.
Now, I think Nicolas Cage has got more range for sure.
Oh, he's got more range, but I'm saying like, say for instance, Samuel Jackson has more range.
Yeah.
But they're gonna make him play Samuel Jackson every single movie.
Yeah,
And
but wait.
Nicolas Cage is the
But
same
you're
thing.
saying you think Keanu his acting ability is up with Nicolas Cage or
No,
or
they're better
Samuel L.
actors,
Jackson?
but I'm saying
Okay.
that they've gotten to this like trope thing where they play this character.
Yeah, okay.
Nicolas Cage is playing
I see what you're saying.
this character now.
So you're saying Keanu is just like everybody just wants to see Keanu do
yes.
this.
The best acting experience that I've seen Keanu do is probably Matrix still to this day.
Yeah.
Right? Ever since then, he's been playing that character.
Yeah,
The
okay.
Last Samurai, I think it was The Last Samurai, or 42 Ronin.
That's
or something
fair.
like that.
I feel about like Keanu's performance in John Wick, like it's analogous to like Vin Diesel's performance in Fast and Furious to me, where it's just like
Yes.
it's like every line is just kind of like it's just delivered. Like it's
I
not.
think I'm back.
Yeah,
I'm pissed off.
That's one of the funniest tropes to me for the Fast and Furious movies is that it's like the end of every scene is like either Vin Diesel or The Rock delivering like
Like, give your
straight
best-
to camera.
Give your best impression to the camera.
Like they just get done with something, right? Or like some kind of discussion. They're like,
Oh, let's act it out real quick. Hold on.
okay,
So Dom,
yeah.
where are you going after this?
I guess it's time to find out.
Yeah, then the most popular, then Post Malone. Track.
Yeah.
It's like
And then
custom-
the lawyer's just like he's whipping in the fucking
VFX, and then all of a sudden they just have like some big name actor in the end credit screen, like freaking Idris Elba's in the next movie.
It's always
Michael B. Jordan's the next villain. Yeah, like it's always
It's
something
always
crazy.
some like super corny one-liner. Like the one that comes to mind for me like is just like, well, I guess then it's like, well, I guess I know what we need to do. Like just stuff like that where it's like, why would you even say that? Like,
Yes,
it's so unnatural.
Yeah, that takes you think about that. That takes away all the stakes. Because the stakes, if the stakes up to that point is not knowing what to do.
Yeah, and he goes, oh, I've got it figured out. And then you're like, well, we're on Fast and Furious 9, so I think he does. I don't think that...
You see that thing I sent you on TikTok where it was like they hired that dude was playing a character and it was like as an assassin they hired him to go kill John Wick. And he was like, dog, no.
Yeah, that was
so funny.
hilarious.
Yeah.
But no, John Wick, a 12 out of 12 daggers and an 11 out of 12 daggers, man. I thought it was a really enjoyable movie. Definitely think y'all could go check it out.
If you're looking to go see John Wick, which I don't think anyone's questioning whether to go see John Wick, but if you are, definitely go see it. It's worth it. Yeah. Especially if you like crazy fight scenes.
Let's go. My favorite rapper, Beam. He's Jamaican, but he came to America. Was raised in Florida. His dad was Papa San, who was like a famous musician or whatever as well.
Bro, why do all these dudes always have like a dad who's
Yeah. Nah, but slick. So he grew up around music and whatnot, and then one of my favorite things about him though is he takes and blends this kind of Jamaican music flavor, you know what I'm saying, into like popular rapper, like even EDM, like all these different, like he's a genre blending artist, and his vocal inflections are insane. Like listen to the range of his vocals right here.
Who's the find me sins a man I got a man thing. Come for the grass and put there on me neck a bling bling.
I've been saying Beam is gonna be the biggest artist in the world for about 4 years now. All right, I'm like kind of a super fan, slick, I'll admit it, okay? But the thing is, he's already, so despite all he's doing with his own music, which we can get to that, he's writing for Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber's on both of his albums. He's writing for Beyonce and Drake. He's on Beyonce's album as a feature.
Which is,
right?
Yeah.
Like Justin, he's on 2 songs on Justin Bieber's projects, and Justin Bieber's on his project, right? As far as somebody who has access to the most rooms, it's like, I mean, he's up there with, I mean, if you're talking Drake, Justin Bieber, and Beyonce, there's no more ceiling. Like,
yeah, bro, you put me on the Beam like 2 years ago or something like that. I don't know, but I agree with you. Like, it's almost kind of odd that despite having a Justin Bieber feature, being on Beyonce's album, you found him on some other stuff as well, that he's not, like, what do you think that, like, is it just an album situation? Like,
no, I think it's just...
Because the albums are great.
I think his time is coming.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that it's a situation where he's, like, criminally underrated. I mean, he has 2.5 million monthly or something right now. I remember when he had 300,000. And the reason I knew about him is because he was in the Christian hip hop space. He used to produce for like Andy Mineo and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I actually have producer friends who have produced stuff for him as well. So like, I just basically, like, the first song I ever heard, I think was Chat Bout, or it was Chat Bout or Centipede back in like 2017 or 2018.
Mm-hmm. Dang, a minute ago. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I've been hip for a minute, and like, I was like, these songs are hard. I have them saved in my playlist, but I didn't fully get the full catalog picture until his 95 album dropped. And then I was like, oh, like, this dude's crazy with it, you know?
Right.
And like his most popular songs right now, if you go on his playlist, are like his features with Skrillex or whatever, and they're good. They're very good.
I heard that
it's
one,
just not my flavor, but I think that, look, as far as my flavor goes, which is like this very unorthodox trap rap feel with like weird vocal effects and stuff, I think that his bag is crazy for that type of stuff. And I think it just gets overshadowed because like, if I was like, yo, dude, you should check out this guy Beam, and I don't actually show you the appropriate records, you're going to go to his Spotify and you're going to play, you know, a Skrillex song that he has a really good feature on.
Isn't that the worst, though? When you tell someone about someone and they just pick they just go in there and pick a song. Like, it'll always be a collab like with Skrillex or something like that, where it's like, that's not a
representation of their music,
yeah.
Right. So it's like a lot of features because he's been on features with people who are bigger than him, but...
Plug one song then. Plug one song for no one who's listened to Beam, like, that they need to check out.
Oh man, it's not out yet. He previewed it, so I'm just gonna give him that one because I think this one's crazy.
You can find it on YouTube though.
Yeah, you can find it on YouTube. So if you go to Who Is Beam, that's his YouTube channel. Go to his shorts. He's got a song called Blood Pressure. It's like a snippet. He still hasn't dropped it. Maybe he'll have it dropped by the time this drops. I don't know, but...
Is that which one is that one again?
My power puff, uppercut, jumping in, double
What's he
dust.
say? That's
oh.
He has that one part.
Like, don't be mad because she feeling me.
That's what it is, yeah. I actually like that song a lot.
No, but you'll hear the unorthodox, like, stuff going on. Like, there's so many beat breaks, and it's like you don't know what's a hook and what's not.
Yeah.
The arrangement's crazy. The rhythms are crazy. The vocal effects, like the little moment creation throughout, it's just like, it feels like a trip. Like the whole song feels like a trip, like you're, so.
You know what pisses me off though about Beam, and it's not a negative thing about Beam. What pisses me off about Beam is that I'm on the same wavelength as you now. I'll play him in the car. Well, people will like put on some music, and I'll play him in the car with like Eduardo or like some friends of mine, right? And they'll be like, yeah, this is like, who is this? And they'll always like, and I'll be like, it's Beam. And they're like, I never heard of it. And I was like, you should check him out. And I know one day that I'm gonna get in that car with Eduardo again or Kedin or any other friends, and they're gonna go, bro, I love Beam. And I go, I'm gonna have to look back on that day we were driving through the YMCA. I'm gonna have to tell them that, and they're not gonna believe me. You know what I mean? That's how it goes. It's not first come, first serve, but that's why that gets on my nerves.
That's why you got to put it on your story, bro. It's just, you got to cement it, bro. You can be like,
that's why I share you
pull the receipts up. Huh?
That's why I share you on my story a lot.
What? So you can clout chase?
Yeah, that too. But.
That's why you do this podcast too, huh?
Yes, exactly.
You just want to be sitting next to me.
A bunch of money in this so I can figure out how to get on Nate Rose's good side.
Like, damn, like, this is a really toxic business relationship and friendship.
Yo, I'm excited to get the back, like, whatever's going to be up there. Like, I know we haven't decided what that's going to be yet, but, like, at some point.
Just based on the punishment you gave me, next time you lose a game, I got an idea.
You take it too far. You put a picture of my colonoscopy up there. Like, you somehow got a GoPro in the room and screenshot it. And I come in one day, and like we're gonna unveil it on the podcast.
It's a video monitor from the camera feed
inside my anus. I go.
That's
I
terrible.
would literally.
Bro,
I'll be like, Nate,
hey,
this is we're just watching the audience is watching a fight now. Go ahead.
Yo, Slick. In the office, when I was in there in the doctor's office for like the consultation or whatever, they had you know how they have signage and stuff in the doctor's office. Like a lot of times they have diagrams. This is your throat, whatever. Bro, they had a photo of the inside of someone's colon, and I was like, this is disgusting.
That's gross.
Like, why did they
do that?
No, it was just like on the desk. Like it was like a, like usually it's a diagram. Usually it's not like a photorealistic. You know, if it was a diagram, that's one thing. But yeah, I was like, ew, bro.
Do hospitals scare you at all?
I don't like being in them. they smell weird to me. They have like a weird like chemically smell. The fluorescent lighting, it's very like analog horror type. Like it's got like the the big fat guardrails for people to walk on that are like it's just
people like
and they're
random
just
people in the
long
hallways
and then
stretchers.
like you hear weird noises.
Oh, you're not gonna mention that you faint.
Oh yeah. Sometimes like the stimuli of everything just gets to me, and bro, I'll just like pass out.
In the hospital?
Mm-hmm. Now I had a neck injury and I went to the hospital and they were taking an X-ray. I'm standing up in the X-ray room, but it was just like I guess I was just overwhelmed. I have a physiological reaction to so much of that stimuli. Like I didn't feel it that much emotionally. Like I wasn't like scared to be there or nothing.
Yeah.
But when I'm standing there, it just got to be a lot. Like I was just like, oh shit, and started getting tunnel vision. Like next thing I know, I wake up, I'm sitting on a stool. There's like a couple other nurses in the room. I'm like, yo, it feels horrible too. Have you ever passed out?
No.
Dude, it feels terrible because like your heart is racing. You feel extremely nauseous. Your body, you start sweating, and then you're like, you just kind of like are semi-conscious. Mm-hmm. It's like it's weird.
All the years I've known, I didn't know you fainted in the hospital.
I fainted in a hospital like several times.
Really?
Yeah, but it's weird though. It's weird. It's like sometimes it's only ever once per trip, and it's not every time, and it's not like necessarily tied to anything. Like sometimes I get needles, it's no problem, but like when I went in, same thing. Like I almost passed out because like I got the needle in my hand, and she did something. I don't know what she did, but she punctured something. My whole hand is bruised. Like I've got yellow, like all up my hand, because from how they stuck it in there. But they did something where they like I don't know. But anyway, that was fine, and then I was just looking at it. And I was just talking to her about like, so like the IV goes in, like whatever. I can't remember what I was saying, but then I was like, oh, uh-oh. And it was just, I got this whole thing
and
going on.
Dark.
Well, I was like, I let her know. I was like, yo, like, yeah, I think you can feel it coming on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was crazy.
And they experience it a lot, so they know how to handle it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Especially when taking blood and stuff.
Yeah, they had me like smell like a alcohol wipe and some other stuff, but it took me about a minute and a half. I was straight, but
I did not know that was a thing. For me, bro, it's like I don't know, it's just like the eeriness of a hospital. It's like
people die in there all the time.
Yeah, death and just
people are in pain in there.
It's associated with sickness.
Yeah, there's sickness everywhere. Like if you are horribly sick, that's where you go.
I don't know what it is about like when I walk past the door and I see like an old person just sitting in the room watching TV, and like they got these like nasty trays of food. Yeah, just hospitals are like we need them, but like bro, I don't understand as less time as possible in there.
Well, I don't understand why are hospitals? Why do they all look like that? Like why are there no more hospitals that feel way more inviting? Like maybe there's high-end hospitals that we just that are out of our budget range or something.
Is it the opposite though? Like. Because you got like the big hospitals like Erlanger and stuff. Like,
yeah, but those all look like that.
I'm saying, but then you got the small like clinics, like the one I go to. Sometimes it'll just be like sometimes it'll legit be like a old house turned into a hospital. Mm. But even when you get in the back though.
What I'm saying though, have you ever been in a hospital that looks like great interior design?
No.
Where you feel like comfortable and homely. Like I've been in dental offices like that. Because they got to make you feel comfortable and stuff.
That's a good point.
But like in a hospital, it's like nah. Like they're like the wallpaper. It's always like some like light pink like flower. If there's any like it's just like old. Everything looks old.
Yeah, that's
and,
a good point. It is true. Like I guess because like some of them are choice. Like going to the dentist sometimes for the most part is a choice. Going to a therapist or going to a massage like a I don't know but the hospital is like people just got to be in there, so maybe they're just like, oh, we don't care.
That's crazy though, because that's the most nerve-wracking place. Like, hey, if you want to be a good hospital, like, make it feel nicer. You know what I'm saying? Calm people down.
Especially when
it doesn't. So I don't feel calm when you just got like the buzzing of ugly ass fluorescent bulbs and long hallways and
phones going off
and those doors that just like the double doors that like lock close that you have to have somebody at a front
open
desk
every single
open
time.
And,
like, people in the lobby just like babies crying and stuff. It's a very dark place.
Yeah, dude.
The hospital is hell, I think. No,
I don't know if I'd go that far.
No, but it is kind of crazy. It does, like you said, back rooms. Like it does have a back room vibe to it.
Facts.
That's crazy.
No, dude. Okay, so let's transition to talking about something that I've been thinking about recently, and so this is, you're a Christian. You know, I'm on a little bit of this religious journey where I've been thinking about a lot of stuff. And I was going to tell you about a shift in my mind that happened as far as how I conceptualized living worldly versus living by the Bible or by God's way, right? Mm-hmm. So I used to think of it as a very top-down thing, like God is good, he's all-knowing, he doesn't want you to do these bad things because those are bad things, those are sins, right? Don't live worldly, don't do those bad things because this is the way and I said so. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's like this very top-down situation, right? But along the lines of going through this journey that I've been going through, you know what I'm saying, over the past 5 years, we talk about it a lot, just as far as developing my character, being introspective, looking in, occupying my mind with developing as a person. The work that it requires to do that, to me, is a better case. Like, that's how I conceptualize it now. Like, if I was so focused on, let me put it this way, if I was so focused on, trying to hook up with girls on the weekend, or like, I can't wait to play video games all day, or like whatever I'm doing, even if I'm just straight up bag chasing, whatever it is, right? If that's what most of my mind is spent thinking about and pursuing, then I'm robbing myself of the internal peace that can be achieved by taking 60% of your mental bandwidth and focusing on fixing things internally or fixing the spiritual side of yourself. And so having arrived at a place, I'm not saying I've arrived all the way, but I'm saying having arrived at a place that's a lot different than I was 5 years ago, I realized how much more inner peace and emotional stability and perspective and gratitude that I have about the world. And I wouldn't trade that feeling for any of the worldly short-term things that kind of come back. So that's how I think about it now. It's like God being like, yo, like, if you're living this way, you are totally missing.
It's the best way.
You're missing the fruits of this, like, that pales in comparison to what you can get out of this if you're willing to do the work.
So break down to me how you viewed it before. You said it was a top-down, like, how did you?
Yeah, I just viewed it before like God.
Don't do bad things. Huh? Is that, like, don't do, like, what was that?
Yeah, it was just more, like, and I think it was still a fine conception. I think this is probably most people's conception, which is just like, like God said the way he wants you to live. Like, if you believe in God, then you just take his word, like, you take the word. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, God says, don't do these things. These things are bad. You know what I'm saying? These things destabilize things. And so do good things, because that makes for a better world, right? But that is, like, to me, that's like a very surface level of conceptualizing it. Like, it doesn't speak to me that much emotionally, or like, just because it's just a very good, bad narrative.
Black and white.
Yeah, it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, it feels, I don't know, it just feels more surface. This to me feels deeper, and I think it actually is true, and that's how I, like, when I map it onto that, I'm like, oh, wow. Like, yeah, if I was focused, if I was giving my mental energy to things that were short-term gratification, or things that took me in a different direction than where I want to be going in life, or whatever, even if it felt good in the moment, like, there's all kinds of things that would feel good in the moment. We talked about it a bit on a previous podcast, but, like, cream cheese is great on food. You know what I'm saying?
Amazing.
Like, but it's super high calorie and not good for you. Like, all those things. You could talk about money, like, if you spend every penny of your money, you're going to be able to just, I got a PS5 and I got this and I got this and I got this. And then long term, though, you're just working until you're 70 because you know what I'm saying?
You just blow it all. Right.
Yeah. Or and the thing is, those material items never really give you, like, what you're doing is you're seeking this thing that you could get over here, but you're not finding it. It's only, you only get a blip of it. You only get this, like, short-term gratification of a PS5, and you feel good and you feel like my life is dope, like, right now. And then that feeling goes away in about a week. You get a new car, that feeling goes away in about a month. About a month, that's regular again. But what is it?
You have a one-night stand.
Yeah, exactly. Right? And
it feels awesome. It feels great at the beginning.
Yeah.
I was able to accomplish something short term.
Yeah.
But then when you want to have sex with someone you actually want to feel a real genuine connection with, that like you rob them from the intimacy of that being both of your first time.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess in the context of relationships too, it's like a real solid relationship takes a lot of work, like a lot of work. You have to really check yourself, because when you're really connected with somebody, your default, you're more like nobody can make you madder than the people you're closest to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they know you. They
know every nook and cranny. They know what's gonna make you mad.
That too. But also, you're so emotionally invested. Like you're already emotionally invested with this person.
You can't just dip.
Yeah.
You can't just not care.
Yeah. Like somebody you don't know could just say something hurtful to you you're like, that person's crazy.
But if a leaky's like telling you like something, you gotta we gotta live together.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that that's another thing where it's like, you can, some people can live this life like a Dan Bilzerian or a whatever, and it looks really glamorous to people that are, I feel like, missing the fruits of like what real love feels like. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's because they haven't experienced that. Like, Dan Bilzerian's lifestyle is not that appealing to me anymore, because I'm like, nah, like the best part of my day is like playing Population 1 with my fiance, you know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I agree with you. And essentially, I think the shortest way to say that is to living in God's will is the best will. And people pray like, Lord, if Lord willing, right, is a common phrase. Lord willing, this is accomplished, or Lord willing, I make it home safely.
Yeah.
Like living in God's will is the best way. And a lot of people, and it is complex, but a lot of people make it too complex. And I think it's important to, like, as Christians, when we're trying to tell people about the thing that we've found, which is God's will and purpose, it's like they make it too complex. Like, sinning is bad. It's bad to steal. It's bad to kill. It's bad to covet. It's bad to make God in your. It's like all these things are just bad. And it's like, yeah, but like why? And there's like actual evidence. There's actual things that were introduced to the world because of these things.
Yeah.
That the Lord, like, I feel like I brought this up before, but
you did. Yeah, you did. But I think it's a great point. I agree with you.
It's like STDs. The STDs absolutely cease to exist, right?
Yeah.
If you just
two monogamous partners that have never that wait for marriage, there's
exactly. And to talk about Dan Bilzerian, Dan may actually feel, and I'm sure he said this before, that this lifestyle he likes, like you, as much as you like to spend time with Greg or Aliki or your mom or your grandma, like he might actually enjoy being with these women in this way, being in this lifestyle, having a lot of supercars or having, but like it's not all about you, because his trajectory and what he thinks about this world that he's in may be all true to him, but the way that he affects each individual person in that room with him is a whole different thing. The way that this woman who's 21 years old and like looking to cling on to you because you got money, when she's 27 and she has an awakening like you have, you may have become the past that she didn't want to remember.
Yeah.
So like there's so many different
facts.
layers, right? Like, and people will just think, and that's why the danger of I'm gonna live my truth. That's a dangerous thing.
Yeah.
Because
your calibration might be wrong. Like you might be wrong.
It's the moral law. Like you having your own moral law is super dangerous because we're so flawed, and that's all that the gospel is trying to preach.
Also, you're not more intelligent than all of the greatest philosophers and thinkers of all time that have explored these ideas.
Right, and and there's a big question, right? Like
I want to add something to the Dan Bilzerian thing.
Go ahead before we move on.
Yeah, I want to add something to the Dan Bilzerian thing. I think that Dan Bilzerian is a person though that has the highest level of access. So in terms of that short-term gratification, he's able to get that at any moment as much as he wants, right? He keeps all these girls around him. He has all these parties, all this money, all this stuff. So he can continue to distract himself. But I heard him say in an interview before that he was talking about the downsides. He was like, I have so much access to stuff. He was like, if you take an average, like a person that makes 50, 60 grand a year and they get a Corvette, then they're like lit for like, you know what I'm saying?
They'll keep that Corvette for a long time.
Like that's their pride and joy, and
Yeah.
the feeling that's associated with that is there. He was like, I've driven all the nicest cars, I've eaten all the nicest food, or whatever. He was like, almost nothing can give me that sense of like awe or amazement anymore.
Jesus Christ, though.
Right. But I'm saying that's because he's not able to get it because it's not real. It's frivolous and it's fast and it's short-term gratifying.
Temporary.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not eternal.
Right? Because I don't need in a relationship where I have loving people around me, it's not about the specific transaction. Like you and I, just being around you is enough for me as far as like feeling content. Right? You and I don't have to be, bro, like I don't feel like we're friends if we're not playing paintball. Like if every time we hang out, we're not doing something crazy, and it's because there's that friendship. I'm sure he has friends. I'm not like I don't know Dan Bilzerian. I'm just speaking to just the nature of frivolous.
He presents a
worldly
image.
living anyway.
We can only base our opinions off the image he presents. It's
That's
just
true.
that simple.
But anyway, that was the point I was trying to make. Is that like that might work for Dan Bilzerian because he can just continue to distract himself. But if you're somebody out there that doesn't have the access and credentials of Dan Bilzerian, you can't, then okay, how many times can you distract yourself with a new purchase or a new girl or whatever in a single day? You know what I'm saying? Like, or in a week, like how many moments do you get to, like, at some point you're going to get depleted back to like, oh, everything feels
you need
fake.
something that
Everything
affects you
feels,
on a something that changes you on a
like a very deep internal level. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. And
that's a great point.
I do feel like Christianity gets that right, and this is where I'm sure we differ here, and I'm still working out things in my head, but I think there's something to be said about the spirituality of, like, I think every religion, and even things that are quasi-religions that claim not to be religion, they all have like a faith-based assertion, right? Mm-hmm. But I think there's something true about all of those experiences. I think there's a lot of the same unlocking, like I feel like being saved in Christianity, like the feeling of being saved, I feel like that description is found in Buddhism as nirvana, achieving nirvana, or that this sense of internal peace and whatever, these themes. Now, what I think is that that is a universal experience that can be achieved, and I think that what I'm trying to look for now is like, which story is correct, right? Because there's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like you have this thing. We all want this internal peace. This we're not afraid of dying. We feel like there's something bigger than ourselves. We have a sense of purpose. We have this. We have that. Whatever the case is. Yeah. It's like, okay, like if that's a thing that people across the world from different religions and different cultures can experience, then it's like, okay, well, which story maps onto that?
Well,
properly,
that's a great point, and I think the reason that Christianity is so large and it permeates the earth is because it's it's the only religion that deals with the question of how do we deal with our innate evil, and that's where it all changes. For instance, if you're Muslim, you believe it's done by your good works. You believe you practice, you do these things, you do good works within the world, and then all those things will be a trade value. It's still based off human interaction.
Okay.
It doesn't, but Christianity takes that and it goes, no, you're innately evil. Because at the beginning, Adam chose to, and
y'all disobeyed.
Right, you disobeyed. You're innately evil. God is the only one who can do this for you.
I was about to just make a dumb joke. I'm sorry.
I'm innately evil for sure, but like God is the only one who can fix this for you, right?
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy is that back just to kind of bring it full circle is like I had this question in my head for a long time because the atheist question that to end all questions, to end all things is like, what is a moral thing that religious or just Christian people can do that an atheist person can't do? And it's a hard one because an atheist person can choose to not kill, not steal. And what is that moral question? And I thought about it and I was like, well, if Jesus is real, if God is real, the most moral thing an atheist can't do is share the gospel.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like, for me, that takes that level of like, humans have their own moral compass, and like Hitler chose, his moral compass was that he should eradicate Jews and make an Aryan race, or
Right.
Nate has his own moral law that he thinks that rap music is the above all things, and that he can just, you know what I mean? Like, you can make your own moral laws in every facet of your friendships or anything. Doesn't mean you're right. It's that exclusion and realizing like, I have to seek a moral law outside of myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because everyone is aware that we have so much room to slip, but God, perfect God, doesn't have any room at all.
Yeah.
He's just simply perfect.
Yeah.
So like, I think that's the one thing that always, for me, I'm like, oh, Christianity is the one.
Yeah.
Christianity is the one. Like, I can't go and help a homeless man and then hope that when I watched porn the other night, that fixed it.
Yeah.
No, that's not how it works, because I can't do it.
Yeah.
I'm a stupid human.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
You know what
I grew up Christian. I know a lot about, Christianity. I'm way more like in touch with that than other religions. That's why I was like, hey, let me go like sort of explore these. I bought that Religion for Dummies. Terrible. I'm never reading another one of those books because it's like reading a textbook. Like, I need something a little more.
You finished
compelling.
it though?
I have like 20 pages.
Might as well just knock it out. Yeah.
Yeah, but I was just trying to get like a baseline of what other religions actually think. So I can't really speak to that just because I don't actually know.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that kind of opened my mind a little bit was when we went with we had that video shoot
V. Kapoor.
with V. Kapoor,
Yeah.
right? I remember riding around with them in the car. We shot this video at a Hindu temple called the Palace of Gold in West Virginia, and while we were in the car with them, they were just teaching us about Hinduism and stuff, and and certain things are just totally not compatible at all. Like, reincarnation is not compatible with Christianity, just because they're different ideas, and maybe they're actually different conceptualizations of the same thing. I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
but what I thought was interesting is how he was talking about Krishna, right? I guess the god that he worships or they worship or whatever. Because I know there's like many gods.
Mm-hmm.
He used the word God, but everything he was saying, if he had been just talking about Christianity, would have made total sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you know what I'm saying, if we just stripped away him talking about Hinduism, and you assume that he was a Christian, like everything that he was saying as far as like what the god Krishna embodies and all these different things.
I would love to do some more research on that. Yeah, because.
But no, I'm not saying it is the same.
I see what you're
I'm not
saying,
saying
though,
that.
yeah.
I'm just saying
the moral values
that
that he
I was
was
like, this is
presenting.
interesting that this is like the same type of theme that is found there. And so anyway, that's what has kind of made me want to just like look at some other things because, I don't know, but
no, you're right.
It's a long journey for me.
It's important for people to. I mean, would you agree with this? It's important for people to if you feel like you feel the urge to do so, to explore and make sure.
For sure.
If it's the most important thing in
For
the world,
sure.
you need to figure out which one it is.
Well, I would say this, if you're a Christian, and I would say that for one, the way to eliminate the doubt, right? That doubt's always going to be there if you haven't explored the other things.
Right.
If you really care about knowing the truth.
It's so important, dude.
And then I think that if you're a Christian that has just totally accepted, like you grew up Christian and you've actually never really wrestled with deep questions about it, you just kind of, you're like, yeah, I'm a Christian. I've always been a Christian and whatever. And you're not thinking about these type of things. I think you're probably a lukewarm Christian. Like, I think if you're not actually really
you got to be hungry
Well, I think the nature of getting to a place where you are truly saved or are truly like at a place requires difficult internal thought.
It does.
And I think in order to achieve that, you have to wrestle with ideas of like, what does God mean by that? That doesn't make sense. Why would a loving God do these things? Why would this? You have to wrestle with those questions and turn them around in your head until you are like, you know what? Okay, that's the appropriate perspective. And people are trying to get those answers from preachers and stuff whenever they're in, that's. But also, this is an interesting observation. I think that the average person gets their dose of philosophy right? We don't encounter philosophy anywhere else unless you seek it out. But the average person gets their dose of philosophy every week on Sunday at church. And I feel like that's really necessary for people because these thought-provoking questions, if you're not thinking about them all the time, you may never think about them.
Some people, it's not.
And some people
they don't
never
have that
think.
natural desire to go seek, but church does that for them, and that's why it's important for pastors to take that job very seriously.
Yeah, because people are in there trying to be like, hopefully, like, they're yearning. Yeah, they're yearning. I feel like a lot of people are yearning for the right words and the right perspective that kind of like can shed some of those like hard layers, you know what I'm saying, internally that allows you to go back out into the world. We could get way deeper into this. I feel like how long are we at? An hour. I feel like
it's a Christian podcast in this.
Hey, yo, slick. Hey, I have a lot more I want to say.
We'll pick it up
let's
another day.
let's pick it up another day. I feel like this is a great conversation.
That was a great conversation.
That was good. This episode started out kind of wild, but look at where we ended up.
We have no direction at all, but I like it.
No, I thought it was fire, bro. So awesome, man. Well, hey, Thick as Thieves. We in here,
podcast.
baby. Hey.
Yeah, baby, need top 5 when I'm done going mental. Yeah, I'm locked in, you can peep my condition, man, the lab all winter, all summer. Yeah, I went dumb, now I'm about to go dumb and throwing way more numbers on the board on mama.